What if everything you've been taught about success is wrong? What if the reason you're not reaching your potential has nothing to do with talent, intelligence, or opportunity? After spending 5 years studying the daily routines of self-made millionaires, Olympic athletes, and breakthrough innovators, I discovered something that will blow your mind. Success isn't about what you do occasionally, it's about what you do consistently. And the people living at their highest potential all share 10 specific habits that separate them from everyone else. Here's the shocking truth that nobody talks about. You're probably operating at less than 30% of your true potential right now. Not because you're lazy or incapable, but because you haven't installed the operating system that unlocks peak performance. These 10 habits are that operating system. They're the invisible difference between people who dream about success and people who live it every single day. Take two people with identical intelligence, identical opportunities, and identical starting points. 5 years later, one is thriving at levels they never imagined possible, while the other is still stuck hoping things will change. What happened? The successful one discovered and implemented these 10 habits. The other one kept waiting for the right moment, the perfect plan, or external circumstances to shift. I used to be the person with massive potential but mediocre results. I had big dreams, solid plans, and genuine ambition, but I was trapped in a cycle of starting strong and fading fast. I'd have bursts of motivation followed by long periods of stagnation. I knew I was capable of more but couldn't figure out how to sustain progress and actually reach my potential. Then I discovered these 10 habits practiced by people living extraordinary lives. Not celebrities or people born into privilege, but ordinary people who unlocked something inside themselves that most never access. Within 6 months of implementing these habits, I achieved more than I had in the previous 5 years combined. The breakthrough wasn't working harder, it was working with a completely different system. The beautiful thing about these habits is they don't just help you succeed in one area, they upgrade your entire life. When you master these practices, your relationships improve, your health gets better, your finances grow, and opportunities start appearing everywhere. It's like you've been playing life on hard mode. And these habits give you the cheat codes. But here's what most people get wrong about reaching their potential. They think it requires dramatic transformation, complete life overhauls, or personality changes. They believe successful people are fundamentally different from them. That's completely false. Successful people simply have different daily habits. Change your habits, and you change your entire trajectory. Some of these habits will challenge everything you believe about success. They go against conventional wisdom and popular advice. But they're proven by neuroscience, validated by decades of research, and demonstrated by thousands of people who've transformed their lives by implementing them. If you're ready to stop operating at a fraction of your potential, if you're finally ready to unlock the extraordinary person you're capable of becoming, subscribe right now because these 10 habits will change absolutely everything. Habit 1. The non-negotiable hour. First habit that unlocks true potential is what I call the non-negotiable hour. Every single day, before responding to anyone else's needs or demands, you invest 1 hour in developing yourself. Not checking email, not scrolling social media, not handling urgent requests. 1 hour that belongs entirely to your growth. This hour is where you read, learn new skills, work on your most important project, or engage in deep strategic thinking. It's sacred time that compounds into extraordinary results over months and years. While everyone else starts their day reactive and scattered, you're investing in the person you're becoming. The math is simple but powerful. 1 hour daily equals 365 hours annually, which is 9 full work weeks dedicated solely to your development. Most people don't invest 9 weeks in their growth over an entire decade. When you commit to the non-negotiable hour, you're guaranteeing continuous improvement that creates exponential advantage over time. Robert, a sales manager stuck at the same level for years, implemented this habit by waking up 1 hour earlier. He used this time to study advanced sales psychology and strategy. Within 8 months, his income doubled because his skills had compounded far beyond his competition. Habit 2. The execution sprint. The second habit is mastering what I call the execution sprint. Instead of working on goals gradually over long periods, you identify your most important objective and attack it with concentrated intensity for a defined period. usually 60-90 days. Most people spread their effort thin across multiple goals, making slow progress on everything and breakthrough progress on nothing. The execution sprint works differently. You choose one goal, temporarily deprioritize everything else that isn't essential, and pour concentrated effort into that single objective until you achieve it. This creates momentum and confidence that carries over to everything else in your life. When you prove to yourself that you can achieve meaningful goals through focused intensity, you develop an unstoppable mindset that transforms how you approach every challenge. Maria, an entrepreneur struggling to grow her business while managing multiple projects, tried the execution sprint approach. She spent 90 days focused exclusively on landing 10 major clients. She achieved it in 75 days, and the revenue from those clients allowed her to hire help and scale faster than 3 years of scattered effort ever did. Habit 3. The failure debrief, the ORFS. Third habit that unlocks potential is the failure debrief. After every setback, mistake, or failure, you spend 15 minutes extracting the lesson. Not beating yourself up, not making excuses, but deliberately mining the experience for wisdom. Most people either dwell on failures emotionally or try to forget them quickly. Both approaches waste the opportunity. Failure is expensive. Make sure you get your money's worth by learning everything possible from each one. Create a simple failure log where you record what happened, why it happened, and what you'll do differently next time. This transforms failures from setbacks into investments in your future success. Over time, you develop pattern recognition that helps you avoid mistakes before making them. Habit 4. The energy audit. The fourth habit is performing regular energy audits. Every week, you honestly assess what activities, people, and environments give you energy versus what drains you. Then systematically restructure your life to maximize energy giving inputs and minimize energy-draining ones. Most people are exhausted not because they work too hard, but because they haven't optimized their energy sources. They spend time with people who drain them, engage in activities that deplete them, and work in environments that kill their motivation. Success requires sustained energy, and sustained energy requires deliberate energy management. Track your energy levels throughout the week. Notice when you feel most alive and when you feel depleted. Then make changes based on what you discover. This might mean saying no to certain commitments, restructuring your work schedule, or spending more time in environments that energize you. David discovered through his energy audit that afternoon meetings drained him, while morning strategy work energized him. He restructured his calendar to protect morning hours for high-value work and batch meetings in the afternoon. His productivity and satisfaction skyrocketed because he was finally working with his natural energy patterns instead of against them. Habit 5. The network upgrade, the day. Fifth habit is what I call the network upgrade. Every quarter, you intentionally cultivate relationships with people who are where you want to be or possess skills you want to develop. This isn't about using people. It's about surrounding yourself with growth-oriented relationships. Your network determines your net worth, but more importantly, it determines your mindset, your standards, and your sense of what's possible. When you regularly interact with people operating at higher levels, their standards become your standards, their habits become your habits, and their results become your blueprint. This doesn't mean abandoning existing friends. It means deliberately adding people to your circle who expand your thinking and challenge your limitations. Join communities where ambitious people gather. Reach out to people you admire. Offer value before asking for anything. Build genuine relationships with people playing bigger games than you currently are. Habit 6. The morning momentum builder. The sixth habit is the morning momentum builder, a specific sequence designed to create unstoppable forward motion. Within the first 90 minutes of waking, you complete 3 specific actions. One thing that improves your body, one thing that improves your mind, and one thing that moves your most important goal forward. This could be 10 minutes of exercise, 15 minutes of reading, and 30 minutes of focused work on your priority project. The specific activities matter less than the pattern. You're training yourself to win immediately upon waking, creating momentum that carries through the entire day. When you win your morning, you win your day. When you win your days consistently, you win your life. The morning momentum builder ensures you never start a day without progress, never waste your peak hours, and never let external demands hijack your priorities before you've invested in yourself. Habit 7. The weekly reset ritual. The seventh habit is the weekly reset ritual. A structured time each week where you review progress, recalibrate priorities, and plan the upcoming week with precision. Most people stumble from week to week reactively. Successful people design each week strategically. Spend 1 hour every Sunday or Friday reviewing what worked this week, what didn't work, what needs to change, and what your top 3 priorities are for the coming week. Then schedule those priorities into your calendar first, before anything else claims that time. This simple practice ensures you're always moving toward what matters most, instead of just responding to what's urgent. Sarah implemented the weekly reset ritual and immediately noticed the difference. Instead of feeling scattered and reactive, she entered each week with crystal clarity about her priorities. Within 3 months, she completed 2 major projects that had been stalled for over a year because she finally had a system for consistent strategic progress. Habit 8. The skill stacking strategy. The 8th habit is the skill stacking strategy. Instead of trying to be world-class at one thing, you become very good at several complementary skills that create a unique combination nobody else has. This makes you irreplaceable and opens opportunities that specialists never see. Identify 3 to 5 skills that work together synergistically. Maybe it's writing, psychology, and data analysis, or sales, technology, and design. The specific combination matters less than the principle. When you stack complementary skills, you don't just add value. You multiply it. Dedicate time each quarter to deliberately developing skills that complement what you already know. This creates compound advantage that accelerates faster than pure specialization ever could. Habit 9. The identity evolution. The 9th habit is practicing identity evolution. Every month, you consciously update how you see yourself based on who you're becoming, not who you've been. Most people are trapped by old identities that no longer serve them. They say, "I'm not a morning person," or "I'm not good with money," based on past patterns, and these identity statements become self-fulfilling prophecies. Write down your evolving identity monthly. I'm becoming someone who exercises daily. I'm becoming someone who delivers exceptional results. I'm becoming someone who builds meaningful relationships. This gradual identity shift creates behavior change that feels natural instead of forced. Habit 10. The contribution commitment. The 10th habit is the contribution commitment. Every week you do something that helps others with no expectation of return. Mentor someone? Share knowledge freely. Help someone solve a problem. This keeps you connected to purpose beyond personal achievement. The transformation these 10 habits create is total. Before implementing them, most people drift through life with untapped potential, occasional wins mixed with frequent setbacks, and a nagging sense they're capable of more. After mastering these habits, you operate at peak capacity consistently. You achieve goals that once seemed impossible. You unlock potential you didn't know you had. Start with the non-negotiable hour. Protect 1 hour daily for growth. Master that, then add the next habit. Write in the comments which habit resonates most. If this video revealed the path to your potential, subscribe and share it. Remember, your potential isn't fixed, it's unlocked through daily habits.